because they're getting the grilling this morning on Capitol Hill. As you heard here first, weeks ago, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey will testify this morning. He's going to testify before two panels today. Also testifying is Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg. She's testifying before the Senate Intelligence Committee. Both executives expected to face questions on how their sites police users and content. I want to bring in Roger Kay, Endpoint Technologies Associate Founder and Technology Analyst. Roger, good to see you this morning. What could we expect from these hearings this morning? What are you expecting?
Well, essentially, I would say the most important piece of this is Jack Dorsey and how he actually handles governance at Twitter. So one of the things about Twitter is that people didn't realize when it was started that it was going to become weaponized at some point. So initially it was about the Arab Spring and people telling each other where the rally was going to be held so they could show up and protest the government, all this sort of good and hopeful stuff. And now it's become this kind of trash heap of people going after each other and all this misinformation and so on. And it has a governance process, or it says it does, and yet for some reason that governance process doesn't always seem to operate. So people suspect that Jack Dorsey is in the back room kind of putting his finger on the scale from time to time. He says, well, you know, okay, I heard the committee did this, we have the system to do that, but I think that we should do it this other way, and then that's completely opaque. So they're going to be asking him, well, so how do you actually do this, and how do you tell the difference between legitimate free speech and some kind of trashing of another human being, like ad hominem, for example?
What are the risks here, Mike Murphy? I mean, these are stocks that are now, up in the stratosphere. Obviously, Amazon followed Apple's lead yesterday, adding to the trillion-dollar club. Amazon now a trillion-dollar company as well, becoming the second company in America to crack that incredible value. In just 165 days, the online retailer grew from $600 billion to $1 trillion. But Mike, these valuations, not just Apple and Amazon, they're sky high, Facebook, Twitter, and now they're being questioned. What are the downside risks here for investors?
I think they're a lot bigger right now than I thought they were 6 months ago. And the reason is, remember, it's not only investors. The way a company like Facebook makes money is from advertisers, one of the main ways they make money. So if they can't be relied upon to bring positive, to bring the correct news and to police it properly, you're going to see ad dollars go elsewhere. If that happens, it's a major risk to the stock. So I think coming out of the hearings today, it's still in Facebook and Twitter. I think they'll be able to get through this and lay out their policies correctly. But if they don't, it's major downside for the companies.
Is there a regulatory risk, Roger? I mean, these companies, as big as they are, could they face forcing to get smaller? You know, could they face new fees, new attacks from government, even if it's not an out-and-out new legislation?
Yeah, no, I think absolutely, and I think they expect it. They expect to be regulated, and like many industries that were unregulated and became regulated, they would like to control how that happens. So they're going to be in there suggesting, here's how you ought to regulate us, and then the government representatives will say whatever they say, which is, okay, that's good enough for us, or they'll say, no, you need to do more. And so I think that's how the conversation will go.
Roger, Bob Nardelli here. You just mentioned that they'll come forward and say, here's how we suggest being regulated. But you're the expert. What are the 1, 2, or 3 things you would like to see, specifically regulated by these firms?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of an old-fashioned guy in this. I mean, my thought is if you want to make a platform civil and correct, then you have essentially moderation. So you have somebody curate it, but that means putting a throttle on the tremendous geyser of information. What people like about Twitter is they can just tweet and they're done, and it goes into the big pool. But you would definitely slow that if you had actual human moderators. I mean, Facebook has already hired a lot of people to do something pretty close to that. And I think in general, if you look at it, the more civilized forums are ones where editors actually read posts before they go up and inflame everybody. And they say, oh, this one isn't true, or this one is ad hominem, so we're going to intervene before it goes public. I think that's not scalable.
Yeah.
And these guys have grown in scale, much, much larger than when they started out. So I don't know that they anticipated this problem. I don't think that Mark Zuckerberg, when he started Facebook, really expected it to be an enormous company like it is today.
Right. And I don't think they expected them to be media companies, but they are very much media companies.
Right.
Right.
Right. So an example is, do they control? Are they publishers? Are they responsible for their messages, or are they common carriers? Do they just simply end up being some pipes, and people happen to do things through them, and they say, well, we don't know because we're just pipes and we don't pay any attention
to that.
to that.
Yeah, but they're not just pipes if they're creating the algorithms. You can't just blame it on an algorithm because somebody programs that algorithm.
Right. Internet. I mean, that's been their excuse. That's been their excuse. Again, that was Mark Zuckerberg's excuse when they launched Facebook Live, and people were killing themselves and other people on Facebook Live, literally committing murder. And Mark Zuckerberg's reaction was, I didn't anticipate it, which is just poppycock. One thing that they ought to worry about is in the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, going back, that these internet companies are shielded from liability for hosting content produced by others. That could change.
Right. That's exactly right. That's a really important point, because this is one of the things that could come out of these hearings. Do you agree with that, Roger?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely it. In other words, if the government says to these companies, actually, you're publishers, you're responsible for your content, then that really changes things quite a lot. And they will have to do something. I mean, they literally cannot let just anybody publish without looking at what happens and then going back after the fact and say, oh, somebody was offended, we'll take that one down. That's not sufficient if they're actually responsible for the content. And as Deegan pointed out, if somebody kills themselves, they can't take that back.
Is there any way
have to do it before the fact.
Is there any way, Mike Murphy, that they're not going to say you're publishers and you're responsible for the content? I mean, isn't that obvious?
I think it's not that obvious, really, because I think there's two sides of this.
They're not pipes.
I don't know how it plays out.
They're all trying to get into content. How are they just pipes?
I think we're all trying to figure out what the best way to police this is without overreaching on the actual company. So I don't know how it plays out, but I think there are two sides.
They're asking for it. They're asking for it because they've been given so much leeway to police themselves for years and years and years, and they didn't do it. And now Washington comes a-calling.
Yeah, as an investor, you want to stay away during these hearings or what?
Yes, I want to stay away, see how it plays out.
We'll take a quick break. Roger, good to see you, sir. Thanks so much. Roger Kay.